Good morning, students. Today we are discussing the second part of the chapter number 18, the Union Government, the Legislature. In the first part, we have discussed about the different organs of the government, different levels of the government, and how the power also distributed in the hand of a central government, that is union list, state government, state list, and a concurrent list, and the residuary subjects. Today we are discussing the Union Legislature. The long struggle for freedom transformed into a mass movement and ultimately succeeded in ushering freedom and self-rule. You know very well that our country also ruled by the British, and the Britishers ruled more than 200 years, and due to the long freedom struggle, then we also achieve our independence. It was a dream come true for the people of India who aspired for a democratic self-government. So the Constitution of India laid down the principle of a universal adult franchise, according to which all citizens who are 18 or more than 18 years of age have the right to vote. Our Constitution also adopted the universal adult franchise. Universal adult franchise means in our country the citizen who is 18 years age or more than 18 years of age have the right to vote without any discrimination on the basis of caste, color, creed, religion, language, like this. Means all persons are equal and all persons have the right to vote. The right gives the people an opportunity to actively participate in the political process of the country. The universal adult franchise gives the right to the people an opportunity to actively participate in the political process of the country. They elect their representatives who constitute the parliament that control and guided the union government. Means we elect the member of parliament, MP, by casting the vote. Those who control and guides the union government. People express their trust in the functioning of our democratic setup. The parliament is the legislative organ of the union government. The parliament is the legislative organ of the union government. It consists of the President of India and the two houses. The two houses means the Lok Sabha, which is known as the lower house, and Rajya Sabha, which is known as the upper house. The second house is the Council of States, known as the Rajya Sabha, and the House of the People, known as Lok Sabha, and it is also called the lower house. Its members are indirectly, means the members of Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected, means they are not elected by us. The President of India is not a member of any of the two houses. Please remember, the President of India is not a member of any house, but he is an integral part of the parliament. The integral part of the parliament. No bill can become a law without his approval to ensure the principle of federalism. No bill become a law without his approval or without his consent. To ensure the principle of federalism, the Lok Sabha represent the people of India and the Rajya Sabha represent the states of India. Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha, the House of People. Please hear. The maximum strength of the Lok Sabha shall not exceed 550. Out of 550, 530 members are directly elected by the people from different states, whereas the remaining 20 are elected from the union territories. Elections are based on secret ballot, and the candidates getting the highest number of votes in a constituency is declared elected. Means out of 550, 530 members are elected by the states, and remaining 20 members are elected by the union territories, and election will be held in a secret ballot, and the candidate getting the highest number of vote in a constituency is declared elected. In case the Anglo-Indian community is not represented adequately in the Lok Sabha, the President of India has the power to nominate 2 members from the community. The 2 Anglo-Indian community members, they are elected. If in case they are not elected and they are nominated by the President, some seats are reserved for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. For scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, some seats are also reserved. Persons belonging to these categories only can contest the election from this reserved constituency. Where there is the SC constituency, only the SC candidates also contest, and where there is the ST constituency, there only the scheduled tribe ST candidates contest. And but the elections is joint, which means all the eligible voters in that constituency have the right to vote without any discrimination. Eligible voters have the right to give the vote without any discrimination. The purpose behind such a representation is to assist and uplift the weaker sections of the society and bring them into the national mainstream. The purpose for the reserve seat for the SC and ST behind such a reservation is to assist and uplift the weaker section of the society and bring them into the national mainstream. Do you know, please see, facts about distribution of seats in the 16th Lok Sabha. Largest number of constituency are in Uttar Pradesh, 80. Lowest number of constituency are in Sikkim, only 1, Mizoram also 1, Nagaland 1, Arunachal Pradesh 1, Manipur 2, Tripura 2. These are the states having the lowest number of constituency. The new states of Telangana has 17 constituency, which is divided from Andhra Pradesh. National Capital Territory of Delhi, NCT, National Capital Territory of Delhi has 7 constituency. Only the Union Territory, that is Delhi, having the 7 constituency, MP constituency. Other Union Territories have 6 constituency. The other 6 Union Territories have 6 constituency, only 1 constituency. The reservation of seats for women is also a burning topic. The reservation of seats for women in Parliament is also a burning topic. The bill was also pending more than 10 to 15 years. No political party give assent to give the reservation up to 33%. Since half of the population of this country, women have only a negligible representation in the legislature at both the levels. The demand is gaining momentum that women reservation bill should be passed in the Parliament. But the bill is still now pending in the Parliament. Mahatma Gandhi once said, as long as women of India do not take part in public life, there can be no salvation for the country. Mahatma Gandhi once said, as long as women of India do not take part in public life, there can be no salvation. Salvation means mukhya for the country. Then To be a member of Lok Sabha, what is the qualification necessary? Please hear. In order to become a member of the Lok Sabha, the candidate must have the following qualification. She or he must be a citizen of India. She or he must have completed the 25 years of age. He or his name must be in the voters list. She or he must possess such other qualifications as may be prescribed under law made by the Parliament. She or he should not be a government servant. First, he must be a citizen of India. She or he must be a citizen of India. She or he must have completed the 25 years of age, and to be a member of Lok Sabha, the person must be completed 25 years of age. She or he, her name must be in the voters list. Her or his name must be in voters list. She or he must possess such other qualifications as may be prescribed under the law made by the Parliament. Whatever the law made by the Parliament, the candidate must possess the qualification. She or he should not be a government servant. Do you know, please see, if the two candidates poll the same number of the votes, example 70,000 each, then the winner is declared by lottery. If two candidates get the same vote, then a lottery will be held, and by those who win the lottery, then he will be elected or declared as the elected candidate. Then tenure. The normal term of the Lok Sabha is 5 years. That is common thing. The normal term of the Lok Sabha, a state legislative assembly, is 5 years. However, the President of India can dissolve it earlier also, but only on the recommendation of the Prime Minister. By the recommendation of the Prime Minister, the President can dissolve the Lok Sabha. The term of the Lok Sabha can be extended for a period of 1 year at a time. The term of our Lok Sabha can extended 5 to 6 years, means 1 year at a time. If such a bill is passed by the Parliament to meet some emergency, if the country is facing national emergency at that time, if the bill also passed by the Parliament, then by the recommendation of the Council of Ministers and the Prime Minister, the President has the power to extend the Lok Sabha for a period of 1 year. For the orderly and smooth working of the Lok Sabha, the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are elected by the member from amongst themselves. For the orderly and smooth working of the Parliament, the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker are also elected by the members from amongst themselves. There is a tradition that the Speaker is elected from the majority party and the Deputy Speaker from the opposition party. There is a tradition that the Speaker is elected from the majority party and the Deputy Speaker from the opposition party. And please here in the photo the present Speaker, and then you will see the first Speaker in our Parliament and the first woman Speaker also. Power and function of the Speaker. The Speaker presides over the meeting of Lok Sabha. The Speaker presides over the meeting of Lok Sabha. In her or his absence, the House is chaired by the Deputy Speaker. If Speaker is absent, then the Deputy Speaker presides the Lok Sabha. The Speaker maintains discipline and decorum of the House. The Speaker maintains discipline and decorum of the House. If the situation demands, the Speaker can adjourn the House. all the petition and a document addressed to the House are received by the Speaker. Whatever the petitions or documents addressed in the House, these petitions and documents also received by the Speaker. It is the Lok Sabha Speaker who preside over the joint sitting of both the House of the Parliament. If any joint session or joint meeting will be held, then it is the Lok Sabha Speaker who preside over the joint sitting, both the House of the Parliament. Please see the picture. Mr. G.B. Mavalankar, first Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and Miss Meera Kumar, the first woman Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Students, we have completed the second part, and the third part we will discuss also next class. Thank you. Have a good day.